Now, these are all corporates that are in one way or the other engaged with the arts. In Hong Kong, you'll see number 12 up there. That's the Hong Kong Arts Fair. Hong Kong took a decision 5 years ago to set up an arts fair. Dubai also 5 years ago took a decision to set up an arts fair. Hong Kong put all the resources behind supporting their arts fair. It was a very astute decision because this year, and the art fair starts on Wednesday after tomorrow. This year, Hong Kong will have 60 to 70,000 visitors to a 4-day art fair. More than any museum exhibition. And what is quite extraordinary is all the hotels in Hong Kong are full, all the flights to Hong Kong are full, all of Hong Kong is packed because of a Hong Kong art fair started 5 years ago. So what started as, I think, a much more astute decision than people give it credit to. And even people in Hong Kong I know who are not engaged with the arts knew that this was something they had to do because Hong Kong was not really a cultural art hub. It was a business hub, it was where people did business, but it was not a place they came for art. Somehow they decided to change that. And I remember 7 years ago, speaking at a conference, I think John, you were there, I know you were there, you were moderating today, where I had lunch with Lee Kuan Yew, and the president, but the founding president of Singapore. And he said to me 7 years ago, he said, we have got everything right, but we have not got culture right. And I said, well, what do you mean, Your Excellency? He said, culture, we told everybody, do culture, but you cannot just let people do culture. And I remembered that. He said, but we know our mistake, and we will get it right now. And what he really meant is art. You cannot tell somebody, you now are going to be a great artist. It does not work that way. And I think you can become over-structured in art, and you need to be careful. You need to allow artistic expression to take place, and you need to provide the infrastructure and the platform so that they can do so. And Hong Kong has done a great job, I think, in suddenly out of nowhere, 10 years ago, I would go to Hong Kong, and there was almost, with respect to people from Hong Kong, there was almost no real art or cultural engagement in the way that it should be for a great city like this. Or in Singapore, you definitely had a total desert of culture and art, which is changing very strongly and rapidly. And governments are focused on changing. And Dubai, too, for a place that's not for cultural art and remains really not really known for cultural art, but has decided to change and to embrace it and to support it in a way that they can. Now we speak to our former, John's former business school, which we touched on earlier, of which I'm a governor and an alumnus. Art, I would say, in the last 10 years has transformed the school physically. Not everybody in the school, I would have to say, is necessarily supportive or thinks, they're not against it, but many don't think it's relevant. And all I can tell you is that based on everyone that I speak to, I get emails from students and alumnus all over the world, and they all talk about how wonderful the environment becomes when you engage with visual arts, which they see around them. And the art that you see here, for example, is art which I've put in the school, and there is, I don't know, they have, I think, almost now 100 pieces of art, which are either given or lent or put in the institution, and it becomes part of life in the school. And people now say, oh yes, I know the Coca-Cola bottle, I'm sure somewhere. And the Coca-Cola president was visiting the school, and he said, "Oh, I'm glad it's not a Pepsi-Cola box." But they noticed and they remember the art. And I think it is another dimension